So while I was in Australia, Dahn under, beautiful country, great food. Don't have to get into that again. But Michael Irvin had Jerry Jones on his show, and I must have missed this clip until very recently. Here's Jerry Jones chit-chatting about, following up on the negotiated agreement that he had with Micah Parsons over dinner or whatever it was, and reaching out to the agent to make it official in the conversation. Here's how Jerry Jones says that went.
When we wanted to send the details to the agent told us to stick it up our ass.
Wait, now see,
just so you're clear.
Wait. What do you mean? So wait. What do you mean? Because people going to ask.
Mike and I talked, and then we were going to send it over to the agent. And we had our agreements on term, amount, guarantees, everything. We were going to send it over to the agent. And the agent said, don't bother because we've got all that to negotiate. Well, I'd already negotiated. I'd already moved off my mark over several areas.
So he said, listen, I already gave up a lot in this negotiation with Micah. And then, the conversation then leads, how much can you really get negotiated at a dinner? Did Micah know he was in the middle of a negotiation? Well, Mulugeta responded about the stick it up your ass comment and don't even bother. Here's how he says it went down.
When he made a contract offer, he brought up some stick it up your ass comment that came out of your mouth, the mouth of the representation for Micah Parsons. I want you to address that and whether or not there's any truth to what he articulated to myself, to Michael Irvin and others in regards to that.
Yeah, it might be hard for some to believe, but I don't think I've ever used that phrase in my life. Okay. And in my 40 plus years, I definitely wouldn't use it with somebody that I have to work with or somebody that I plan on working with in the future. So no, that wasn't true. And it was a misrepresentation of what I said. What I did tell them was if they believed that the contract was already finalized and they were sending it over to me to be rubber stamped, then, they probably shouldn't send it over.
Okay, so he said this is not over. We're still in the middle of this. Now, you obviously 47 years coaching, who knows how long, 3 decades plus, I assume, with the NFL, in the NFL, still around the NFL. When these types of negotiations get this tense and this ugly, is this a definite outcome of a trade, or have you ever seen money make up for these? Is this normal to have this much tension in a negotiation that happened?
I've seen a few get really hot, and then owners pay the fine when they don't show up, but never like this. Not like this. Not this public. These things getting so public now. They never used to get this public.
Jerry Jones, you never coached for the Dallas Cowboys, right?
No.
You obviously have a lot of friends who have been down there. Different place because it's operated fully like a business. I think after watching that documentary, everybody's takeaway is Jerry's obviously one of the greatest promoters of all time. He was maybe supposed to be in wrestling and maybe fighting promotions or something like that. Instead, he had a love of the Dallas Cowboys and of football. He runs it like a business, tours through the building throughout the season. The weight room, you're being watched. I think there's actually an office building next to the practice field, so people can rent the offices to watch. Everybody around here has such a panic and a fear of what Bill Belichick's watching practice. If there's a plane flying over top of practice, Bill Polian was shutting down practice. Nobody move until that thing gets out of here. Who is it? That's them. We know that's them. That is how I think, exactly.
That was me.
That's exactly how you feel as well. So, when you hear that stuff out of Dallas, and then you see how loud this type is that suitable to win or conducive to win a Super Bowl? You think you can do that with how hard it is to win a Super Bowl already? I think a lot of Cowboys fans are instead of running a business and wanting to stir up drama, let's try to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That would be cool. Do you think it's possible with how hard it is to win a game in the NFL?
Yeah, I think bygones can be bygones when the money flies. That fixes everything. But those feelings never go away. And I think it's very hard to reshape that relationship. It's going to be a new relationship now.
Yeah.
It might have been, I love playing for you. Now,
him and
Micah, this is business.
Him and Micah Dahn, I think. The locker room, we haven't heard the locker room. Dak Prescott said both sides are happy about this. Both sides are happy with the outcome, I think is Dak's exact quote whenever he was chit-chatting about Micah leaving. They get 2 first-round picks. Obviously, Jerry Jones says, hey, the future's bright with these 4 first-round picks over the next 2 years. Who says I don't make a move right now?
That's right.
And they paid Deron Bland. He was able to do that. But it's do you think everything that Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys do, they haven't been, 29 years?
Yeah.
Been since they get. Do you think it is capable of winning a Super Bowl this time?
Yeah, I think so. The one thing they do, everything they believe is the best for the Cowboys. Now, if we believe it, that's a different story. But what they believe, and Jerry and Steven really think every move they make is the best thing for the Dallas Cowboys to win a Super Bowl.
Do you think it is, though? Do you think like tours around the building and stuff like that?
I would go crazy.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm trying to get at here.
I would go crazy.
Like, it's really hard to win. And they're selling VIP tickets for people to overlook practices. It's like, even me as a punter, bottom of totem pole, which I think is actually like the most powerful position, but the saying is bottom of totem pole as if it means nothing. So let's just say bottom of totem pole, reality, top of totem pole, though. Least important person in there. If we have a fake punt practicing and there's 5 people that I don't know watching, I, as punter, going to go, I'm screwed. That person is going to tell somebody it's going to do that. Imagine that for every practice. I don't know. Coach Mike McCarthy said it's just a part of it. You just got to do that entire thing. I think Dr. Pepper's in the building. I think they actually are in the building, which, by the way, 88 years supporting college football. I think Jerry Jones should be pumped that Dr. Pepper's in that office building overlooking the practice field, as opposed to somebody else who maybe runs the Eagles or the Giants or the Washington Commanders, anything like that. It is wild. Like, that feels like something that is very unique to the Dallas Cowboys than anywhere else in the NFL.
Yeah, I go way back to the days when you knew people were skunking practice. Back in the SEC, you see somebody up in a tree and go get him. Yeah. I remember Danny Ford got caught jumping over the fence one time as a young assistant scouting Ole Miss. And
Danny, that baby Danny, going for the team.
So it's like, I've always had that phobia. Like, who the hell's that? Nobody's watching our practice. Nobody's around our practice. I want black tarps everywhere, And I think way back at Alabama, Coach Bryant, there was a pizza shop across the street, and all of a sudden he had a rooftop bar. He shut that down quick.
Yeah, I can imagine. I'm telling you, it felt like that with everybody. I mean, up there in New England with the greatest dynasty, Bill Belichick said nothing to the media. I mean, they were trying to get everything from everybody else, is what everybody assumed. Like, Bill Polian was shutting down people that had hoodies too close to their eyes at training camp. That's a little suspicious. Go check that guy. What's he got? He's probably got a camera on his thing getting our practice and our calls right now. Like, that was the heightened sense of, like, we are not allowing anybody to get any of our stuff. And then down there, just the entire show. I think it's great for us as, like, outsiders.
Yeah. Sure.
But I think, like, a lot of Cowboys fans are like, hey, we became Cowboys fans probably because of something like this, because of the spectacle, because of the show. But now that we're here, hey, let's win a little bit. Let's try to do that. I don't know if
they can still win, though. I mean, because you got to think they were
Super Bowl.
They were so far ahead of the times, 30 years ago, but they were still winning. But it was so much shit. They were like the Beatles, They were all superstars: Michael Irvin, Emmitt Smith, Troy Aikman, all these guys, bringing in Deion Sanders. But they got the job done. Once they got inside those white lines, the coach, whether it was Jimmy Johnson or Barry Switzer or whoever it was, they got the guys going. So that's what it's going to come down to. They have drafted well. They have had good guys in the building, good enough players and good enough teams to win 12 and 10 and 13 games in seasons. So you have the talent, so you can't use that as an excuse as a player, coach, and staff once you get in there. Hey, because if you got a playoff game at home, and you get the shit kicked out of you by the Packers, they ain't got nothing to do with the tours and all that. And this at that point now.
Well, unless they know you're
the
playing.
offseason's going to be loud. True. Every time you turn on ESPN or any network, you're going to be talked about. That's an extra weight, but. To be an excuse to say that they can't win, will it be tougher? Yeah, for sure. But I think they can still get the job done and win the games. And ultimately, winning Super Bowl is hard. Shit, you're 3-time champ. It's tough to do. A lot of things got to go right. But you got one of the better quarterbacks in the league. You got a decent roster around them. I still think they can get over that hump and win. But with Jerry running the show,
a lot of distractions, man. I'm saying it's a lot of distractions. Dude.
I think that's the key word: distraction.
It's a lot of them.
Because
you got to be like a certain type of guy.
Today's days, the guys are different. All right, they're not wired in like the old guys used to be. So they're looking around. They're always looking for that next opportunity to sell my brand. All right, so it's like this isn't the same guys you used to coach. The Michael Irvins, it's not those guys. This is a totally different new era.
Well, and
you can't blame them because it's literally all been surrounding them. Like, this is just a reality. Their entire lives, they've been surrounded by this and like capitalizing off opportunities and bringing a lot of money. A lot of these guys are making a lot of money very, very young. So brand building and money and business and everything is it's something that's just who they are at this stage of life, and I think everybody's going to be going forward. But I think even back in the day, if social media was as prevalent as it was right now, I think Michael Irvin might have got distracted a little bit with the business opportunities.
Yeah.
Like, not that he wasn't.
Playmaker handle it.
Yeah, Playmaker would certainly show up on Sundays and ball out.
Mike would have handled it.
Yeah,
I'm going to give Mike his due.
But I think
we love Mike. Yes.
I think that's what you're saying. Like, if you're the fans, they take everything the D-But's saying. It's like, now imagine if football football was the main focus and everything else wasn't, secondary, where it's flipped. It's like they have a lot of good players. They have all these things, but it still seems like at the end of the day, like they're the most valuable franchise in the world. And that is the end all be all. Like football, obviously, if you win, like that will help that. But at the end of the day, like all the other stuff comes before the actual football does.
Yeah, like it feels like the rise of the Cowboys is because of Jerry and the fall of the Cowboys is because of Jerry. Like what he has done to build the Cowboys, the reason the Cowboys are the Cowboys is because of Jerry Jones, and that was very necessary for the NFL. Like that was the big thing learning from the documentary was realizing, how small compared to today as the NFL was in the 80s and 90s. And Jerry helped build all that, and it was awesome. And you needed the soap opera. You needed to build the brand of the team because the Cowboys were kind of the first and then everyone else followed. But that was to get money and to make the league successful. Like now every team is worth billions of dollars, and now the league is successful. So all that stuff that made the Cowboys, great in this soap opera, in the most valued franchise in football, is now the same exact thing that is killing their entire franchise.
Maybe. We don't know. I might win.
Yeah.
That's why I don't like all the definites. Like Nico down there in Dallas with the Mavericks. Like if he ends up getting a team, if he ends up building a team within the next couple of years, everybody that's saying you're the biggest doofus of all time has to kind of sit on it.
Yeah, but Nico had a 0.5% chance to win the first pick, and he got it, and they got Cooper Flag, and that's going to work out for Nico, and it's great. But that was fucking lucky. Excuse me, I didn't realize I was.
No, it's okay. You're pretty jacked up.
Pretty jacked up, yeah. But now, like with the Cowboys, it's different. Like if Nico doesn't get the first pick, and they end up with some guy.
But I'm saying they do.
They did, yeah.
I'm just saying about the reality of the situation. That did happen.
But they're straight to shitter then.
If they don't get the one. Yes, we agree.
And that's
but they did. So the reality of the situation is Nico could say, knew there was always a possibility.
Yeah.
We get the number one overall pick, especially with these things. It ends up happening. People say it was 0.5%. 0.5% will trade Luka.
Yeah.
And then there's a way that he could spin that as being a success. It's just like the Atlanta Falcons when they draft Michael Penix. Right after Kirk Cousins, they pay him $180 million. They draft Michael Penix. We all kill him. We all kill him.
Yep.
Pretty big. And then Michael Penix ends up being their starter because Kirk goes through a funk. It's like, all right, I guess maybe they had a plan there. Jordan Love draft, Green Bay Packers.
Yep.
Same exact thing. We all kill him. It's like sports are interesting.
Jerry might get Arch.
There's a chance.
They might get Arch in the next 2 years.
His Arch.
Well, yeah, do they want him?
Or Jeremiah Smith.
So there is. But you're just saying, like, it could end up working out very well for Jerry.
Definitely.
But it's just all the shit that happens on the day-to-day that makes you wonder, like, is 2025 the right time to have all that distraction and still win? I don't know. You're going to have to get people to lock in.
I will say this. Everybody that I know that's worked for the Cowboys loves Jerry. That he gives you everything you need and ask for as a coach or a manager to win. And so I am a fan of Jerry and Steve, and I think they'd be fun to work for. But man, those distractions would drive me personally crazy.
Yeah, I guess the weight room watching is a hilarious. That's just people looking through the thing.
Mike McCarthy was the same though. He didn't say one bad thing about Jerry.
Yeah, I love Jerry. And that was fresh. Like that was
right after he got let go.
Fresh out of the entire situation.